Are Arsenal really title contenders, or is this just hype? We are going to take a deep dive to expose the biggest myths holding back the truth about Arsenal's Premier League chances. So get ready to have your mind changed about Arsenal's true strength and potential this season. Are Arsenal really Premier League title contenders, or is it just hype? Every season, this same narrative pops up. Arsenal will crumble. They can't go the distance. They always bottle it. They are bottlers. But what if the story is completely wrong? What if Arsenal aren't as fragile as people think they are? We're a different kind of beast altogether. In this video, we're going to break down one by one all the biggest myths about Arsenal's title chances, reveal the truth about how good this team has become under Mikel Arteta. Get ready, because at the end of this video, you will see Arsenal's title charge in a very different light. Let's start with the biggest myth. Arsenal are bottlers. Last season wasn't a collapse, it was a lesson. The squad learned how to handle setbacks, and this season you can see the growth. Don't lie about it. Arsenal is totally different from how they were last season. It's very easy to throw the B word, yes, the bottler word around. But when you look closer, you will see that Arsenal, yes, actually stumbled in the final stretch. But this was one of the youngest squads in the league, competing toe-to-toe with a Manchester City side that had been winning the league perennially, and last season, Liverpool gaining the advantage. However, a certain Arteta came along, brought in some exciting signings, and you can see the growth. You can also feel it. We don't panic anymore. We manage moments. We grind out wins in a way tough grounds. We dig deep and win when teams get ugly. Do you want to talk about how we played this season? Let me take you all the way back. First game of the season at Old Trafford. Man United surprisingly had 22 shots. Arsenal had, I think, just 9 shots. Who won the game? Arsenal. I don't want to talk about Leeds United. It was a simple 5-0 win, as you'd expect from us. But let me hold it back there. Last season, we had 14 games that we drew, and in 9 of those 14 games, we were ahead, but we could not get it over the line. Against Leeds United, we scored 1, scored 2, we scored 3, we scored 4, we scored 5. Liverpool, that was a game that I know we didn't turn up as expected, but we actually dominated them. In hindsight, it hurts to see that we should have taken results of Liverpool. They've lost the last 4 games in a row, including a certain Man United, who have been, the butt of the joke. But these things happen. It was actually a kick up the backside for us. What did we do in the national break? We played and Postecoglou and his newly Nottingham Forest side. I'm sorry for laughing. He just lost his job. Cut some prayers with him. But Arsenal smashed Nottingham Forest 3-0, routine victory as expected. Then we went to San Mamés, a very strong ground owned by Athletic Club. Yes, we had defeated them in pre-season, but this time we smashed them up with 2 goals from Gabi Martinelli and Leandro Trossard. The subs came on from the bench and did their thing. Up next, Manchester City. Pep Guardiola turned into prime Sean Dyche, bringing out his strikers to bring in defenders and midfielders just to cling on to the victory that he thought he was going to get. But what happened? Iberici Chinese clipped the ball to Martinelli, and Martinelli did the rest. Then, of course, we had to overhaul the squad when we played Port Vale. Many lads that have not played together had enough in the tank to get the 2 goals we needed to go to the next round for a clash with Brighton. Back in the Premier League, we visited the very hard ground, St. James Park. A team that beat us 3 times last season, twice in the Carabao Cup semi-finals and once in the Premier League. But guess what? Despite the fact that the refs and VAR were against us and all the forces in this world pretty much, we allowed the first goal going from Nick Votemad, or Lord Voldemort as we call him in this part of the world. But goals from Mikel Merino and Gabriel gave us 3 vital points at St. James Park. Then there was the business of the Champions League when Olympiacos came to town. Olympiacos, we played them 12 times prior to that last visit. 6 wins for them, 6 wins for Arsenal. But we made it number 7 with 2 goals from Gabi Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. Just before the international break, West Ham came around. This same West Ham that beat us at the Emirates and have already had some kind of funny results against them. Even with Espirito Santo in their side, we had enough in the tank to get what we needed. That is, Mendy was on fire and we got the 2 goals. And of course, the last game, Fulham, the ground where we lost 2 seasons ago and drew last season. But what did we do? We won. This isn't the same Arsenal. This is a team that has learned. This is a team that has adapted. This is a team that has matured. Players like Gabriel, Odegaard, and Saka are not just talents. Now they are leaders. Declan Rice, as always, added steel, presence, and calmness in high-pressure moments. Martin Zubimendi is a massive upgrade on Thomas Partey. And when you look at how the team has responded to setbacks, you realize that this group doesn't collapse anymore. They compete. That's not bottling. Fam, it's called evolution. The next myth says that Arsenal does not have the depth to go the distance. That might have been true a couple of years ago, but now it's outdated thinking. Let's go and look at what Don Better cooked. Arsenal summer signings were not just about adding numbers, they were about adding the right level of quality to the squad. In goal, we've added Kepa Arrizabalaga to compete with David Raya. In defense, we've added Piero Hincapié and Christian Mosquera, who have actually provided more support and style into the team. When Saliba got injured last season, would have been shedding tears and going bonkers. But Christian Mosquera came in, stepped up, and we allowed Saliba to heal very well because of how amazing Mosquera came in and did. He was basically like a duck going into water. Slotted in alongside Gabriel, did his team with such calmness and composure, and we can't wait to see him in action again. In midfield, we lost Partey, we lost Jorginho. What did we do? We got in Zubimendi and Christian Norgard. Perfect quality. No disrespect to the guys that are left, but we just got in a massive upgrade of them. Norgard is someone that played 196 games in 7 seasons with Brentford and was even the captain of the squad. But he left them to join us now because of the ambition he had. Zubimendi, let me not even go there. Madrid wanted him. Man City wanted him. Liverpool wanted him. Who did he choose? Arsenal. Elsewhere in midfield, we added Iberici Eze. I just remember the last 24 hours of the Eze move. We were linked with him. He was about to join Tottenham. Then we soaked him and got our man. You could see the reception he got in the Leeds United game when he came to say hi to the crowd. This was our own boy, someone that was in our academy, left to ply his trade, and came back a solid player. One of the most fantastic attacking players in the Premier League. Won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace against the great Man City. And of course, we are so happy and proud to have him in our ranks. Odegaard, our leader, is currently injured. But guess what? We are all calm because we have our number 10 playing for us. In attack, we got in Noni Madueke, we got in Victor Gyökeres. These are 2 amazing players that have changed the dynamism of how we attack. Now we can go into games with Gyökeres, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz. When you want to wear Saka, you can bring in Madueke. Guess what? You can also compete on the left with the likes of Gabi Martinelli and Leandro Trossard. While there's so much talk about how much the signings have done, the supporting cast are still very good. We retained our core. No player that we didn't want was sold. Gabriel signed a new contract. Saliba signed a new contract. Miles Lewis-Kelly signed a new contract. Ifan Nwaneri signed a new contract. So you can see that despite adding 8 amazing players into the team, we still retained the core of our squad and the depth we have. Oh my God, don't let me get started. In goal, Kepa Arrizabalaga and David Raya. Left back, Miles Lewis-Kelly, Ricardo Calafiori. Right back, Julian Timber, Ben White. Centre back, Hincapié, Gabriel, Saliba, Mosquera. 6, Zubimendi, Norgard. 8, Rice, Merino. Potentially easy. 11, Martinelli, Trossard. 7, Madueke, Saka. Right 8, Odegaard, Nwaneri. Attack, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Victor Gyökeres. Everywhere you look at Arsenal, there is competition for places. That is what Manchester City built their success on. When you can rotate your squad without dropping the level, That is how you sustain a title challenge across 38 games and multiple competitions. Injuries, I will not suffer injury in this season from a lot of players. But who's on top of the Premier League? Arsenal. If we had the same scenario last season, it would have probably been like third or fourth. At some point, we've lost Saka, we've lost Madeke, we've lost Odegaard. We still don't have Havertz, we still don't have Jesus, we still have Ben White struggling. But the players within the team have beasted. We have shown that we can handle any suspension or injuries without losing our rhythm. It's not about the first extra anymore. It's about the full squad willing to fight for one goal. And for the first time in years, Arsenal have that. These are not funny myths. Arsenal are too one-dimensional under Arteta. He had just one plan: take it to the right, give Bukayo Saka, and that's all. Guess what? If you watch closely, you will see how flexible this team has become. At times, we press high in the 4-3-3, then of course we change our shape and we control our transitions. It's chess, people, not checkers. Arsenal can suffocate teams with possession or hurt them on the counter. And let me not talk about our defense. The improvement is massive. No team in Europe is close, I repeat, even close to what Arsenal is achieving this season. 11 games played, only 3 goals conceded. And out of those 3 goals, 1 was from open play, 2 were from set pieces. We've considered the fewest chances, fewer shots on target, and our XGA sits among the highest in Europe. Gabriel and Saliba have become a brick wall, and Calafiori and Timber alongside them are awesome. Even if you manage to pass these defenders, we have David Villa in goal, who continues to churn out excellent saves week in, week out. Then you have a certain Declan Rice and Zubimendi, who offer the best type of protection to these players. In attack, there's an evolution. We no longer rely on one player for goals. This season, we're getting goals from Gyökeres, Timber, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Saka, Trossard, Declan Rice, Gabriel, Martinelli, Merino. Everyone is coming in to support. We're no longer a one-man club where we could give all our hopes on Saka and hope that he turns up. No, everyone contributes. And obviously, Odegaard and Kai Havertz also have a whole lot to contribute, but they are still out injured. Then we have a lethal weapon in set pieces, thanks to Nicolas Jovel's influence. Arsenal is a team you don't want to play any set piece against. It reminds me of the days when Stoke City had Delap. You don't want to consider trade Stoke City because you know what that man can do with his hands. That is how we have evolved with our set pieces. Teams are actually scared to concede corners to us because guess what? We have different routines we develop. In each game that can lead to goals. Ask Fulham, they will tell you. Ask Leeds, they will tell you as well. Ask Man United, they will tell you. These things have become part of the game, and it's not anybody's fault that we're the best at it. This is a national side that can win in different ways, something that past versions of Arsenal couldn't always do. And I think that's fingerprints are on it. Our adaptability, our control, our maturity. That's how you build a champion. Now let's address another myth. Arsenal cannot cope with fixture congestions. Yeah, it's true. We are a club that is very ambitious, so we compete on 4 fronts: the Premier League, the Champions League, the EFL Cup, and the FA Cup. We do this simultaneously. It adds a level of pressure on the squad. But if you look at it realistically, Arsenal has the depth to manage it smartly. Our rotation strategy has become very clearer. Our squad limits are balanced. Calafiori doesn't finish every game. Even Saka, he sometimes doesn't finish every game. Gyökeres, bearing in mind that we had both Havertz and Gabriel Jesus injured, we again saying we're leading comfortably that we have to sub him out for maybe hitting Mikel Arteta or someone else that can come in and do the work. Even Rice, the great Declan Rice, has had his minutes managed. When Arsenal played West Ham, we played Eze, Odegaard, and Rice. Guess what's on the bench? Zubimendi. So the congestion is there. That's not going to change. But what has changed? Arsenal's experience. Arteta's style of managing games better. Last season was the first time that many of our players, due to so much football intensity, and you saw it took its toll on them. Saka suffered a terrible injury. Gabriel suffered a terrible injury. Kai Havertz suffered a terrible injury. And it took its toll on us because one, we didn't have the right quality to rotate with. What we had at Saka's spell was Raheem Sterling, and we have to rely on it. And Nwaneri, a young lad, to play so many games. And of course, it took its toll on him. But now our recoveries, our rotations, our rhythms are alive. We don't run ourselves to the ground anymore. We pace ourselves. So that myth of us saying that there are too many games is gone because now we have the squad depth to handle it. So why does this season feel different? It's because the belief is real. The atmosphere at Arsenal Football Club isn't loud, it's quietly confident. The team has grown up, we've taken all the pains of the past, we've learned from it, and we've turned it into focus. Arteta has built a team that doesn't just play beautiful football, we have built a team that wins football matches. In the end, games are decided by wins. So if we win ugly, we do not care. You can see it in the players' eyes, the way they respond to each other, the way they celebrate each moment, the way they respond to setbacks. We don't chase validation anymore. Everybody's aim is for trophies, and that's the difference. Arsenal doesn't need to prove anybody wrong. They need to just prove themselves right. So the next time anyone says Arsenal are not ready to win the title or Arsenal are not fit to win the title, remind them that that's just a myth. We have the evidence to prove that it's otherwise. Our numbers, our performances, and our mentality points to the fact that this team is ready to fight to the very end. This is Arsenal, a club reborn, a team that believes, and a fan base that never stops dreaming. If you believe too, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the faith alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us at All About Arsenal to join this conversation because this could be the season. Till then, come on, you guys.